Hi everyone. Hope you can hear me. I've got a housemate now, so I cannot talk as freely, especially since he's going to work in the morning. I just had an amazing experience, and I wanted to. I know you can't see me. I don't know why my flash doesn't work. Let me see. I'm sorry. Oh, maybe you can see me now. Hi. I wanted to share with you that I believe that there are steps forward of where each of us are going to be increasing. Oh, is he awake? Where we're going to be increasing our natural gifts that were hidden and forgotten from ourselves. But I've had a sampler tray of experiences, and this one maybe is little, but it's listening to, and I point to my above my belly button. New Age people say that's the spirit chakra or something like that. But anyhow, all I know is where I feel it, and that's where I get my promptings frequently to pass along messages. Sorry. I was sleeping, and then I woke up, and I thought maybe my dog, Della Doggy, woke me up to want to be walked or something. She does a certain shake, but she wasn't. So I don't know what woke me up, but I thought might as well walk her. So got dressed, and it's middle of the night. It's not quite midnight yet, but and so normally we go a certain direction and a certain path. But I started walking half a block, and then all of me was being pulled to go the opposite way. So I decided to honor that. I usually do a gut check, which now I'm realizing is that space above the belly button, the gut check, the spirit check. So I was inspired, I was prompted to turn around. So I pass my home and then go up the other street, and there's a teenage girl sitting there leaning against a wall, and it's a school night, so she shouldn't really be out there just by herself leaning against a wall. But I was drawn to her, and I start talking with her and her mom. When I said, "Are you okay?" She was starting to answer, and then her mom says, "She's okay. She's just," and then gives her a label. She's just manic. And she just kept filling in when I was asking her daughter, but she's 16. But so then I was talking to both of them, but really to the girl, and I was just drawn to her, and I just came back from like an hour-long conversation, and so much happened. All these messages came through me for her, and then she showed me her fresh cut on her wrist. She just did that, and I believe I was woken up to help her know that I see her and that I hear her, and know that the pain is not the actual cut and that it's deeper. I used to not be a cutter. Although one time I walked by a piece of furniture as a teenager, and a piece of metal poked out of it. And when I walked against it, it cut my thigh. And obviously it hurt, but in a way it felt good as well. And so, you know me, I analyze everything, or as some people accuse me of, overthink things. But I realized it was making me feel the pain that I was thinking and feeling about other things in my life. But that was a visual, and so people could give me attention of that physical cut that was on my thigh. because I could not see my inner wounds. So, and then during my marriage, I would go into a closet. I would not cut myself, but I used to wear high heels. I used to be a sexy thing. Well, I can still be a sexy thing, but I used to be a PYT, and I'd wear high heels, and I would take the heels and in the closet hit my thigh because it would be above my skirt level, so no one could see it, and it was to express my pain when it was not expressible at the time. There are healthier ways to do it. It's just that's how I did it back then. So I have a little bit of an insight. But this girl and her mom were going through something, and so much came out. They each have incredible gifts themselves. The mother is a powerful manifester. Things come true after she prays for them. So she's also in touch with her feelings with a religious template, a specific religious template. And then the child who does not wish to be within that template expresses, she has other abilities. And I believe each of us has abilities as well. And there's a new wave that just happened. And if you have a little voice that's not really a voice, it's just a knowing that maybe you could do something, I think maybe it's true. You can. So I know these rambles don't make sense because I'm just expressing my thoughts and feelings and experiences as a journaling log, but that's how it's coming out. I see you all too, and it's time to remember the abilities beyond being a loverly and a person who cares beyond themselves. And, it's crazy to be, quote, normal in an insane world. Why would you want to be normal to the standards of the world that we're in? So most of us are comfortable stepping outside of ourselves or stepping out of the norms to still be our self. And our self, the body that we're in here is only one part that we are wearing. Sort of like when you put on gloves, your whole body's not wearing the whole glove. Well, our essence is not fully clothed. It's more than just the human costume. And we have so much that we can do and say, and we can be for people, and even if it's, quote, little things like helping a mother-daughter navigate this at times challenging 3D life. Even if it's a 5D life, it could still be challenging. And I might as well, let me see how much time I have. Okay. Some of you may have already heard this before, but sometimes I do get knowings about other people. One time I was, we were at a healing circle in an herb shop, and for whatever reason, whomever was sitting in the center of the circle, I would end up knowing stuff about them. So over time, people learned that, and they would come to me and say, "What did you get from me?" Well, one of the times, it was my friend, Candy, is her nickname, and she and I were talking, or her higher self or her guides were talking to me and my team, and she was actually wanting to take her life. So anyhow, so that was one. The other one involved my daughter's friend, who was, they were having a sleepover in 6th grade, and they were telling ghost stories and scared themselves so much that they came down to the master bedroom, which was my room, and wanted to sleep with me. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, you girls are too big to be sleeping with me, especially this other girl. But they had scared themselves so much, so I was like telling my daughter, I'm like, you're in the center, I'm on the left, she's on the right. And so, okay, I'm just seeing if the you're gonna have to use earbuds for this, obviously. But so while I was explaining to her that ghosts are really just, from my experience, the dead people that I've experienced, they're just like you and I that just went through a doorway and are no longer wearing human costumes, and they're just here to say hi to us or say I love you. And just like human beings, you can get ones that are nice and ones that are not nice. So you just say you're only going to open the door to those who are nice. And if your heart says that, then the others don't come in. And each of us, my belief, has our team. I call them my peeps. And some people call them guardian angels. So as I'm talking to her, she's feeling more comfortable and her body's relaxing and she's not afraid of ghosts anymore. And then her guardian angel shows up. I can see her, and she's wearing a sort of like a Grecian gown, very simple, almost tableclothy like, and I knew it was 100% cotton. And then, so the things that were coming through my mouth, but it was through the guardian angel on this child's side of the bed, and the things coming out of my mouth from the guardian angel were true. The girl was verifying that is, these different things that happened to her. And she and I, we knew each other for a few years since we had moved there, and so she knows what I know and don't know. So she's like, how would I know all these things? But I don't. It comes through this thing. Also, the guardian angel said her name, and I said it's spelled Anais, but it has something extra, and I didn't know what that extra thing was, and so. And I didn't know I was stumbling over how to pronounce it. And the girl knew immediately how to pronounce it. Because the next morning when they were still in bed, I looked up baby names. First I looked up, they just gave me the American baby names, but then it wasn't in there. But then under international baby names, Anais, how to pronounce it was exactly how the girl knew how to pronounce it. And she'd never heard it before either, but she knew how to say it, and the spelling, the extra thing, I did say Anais, but that extra thing was that the dot had the letter I had 2 dots on it, so that was the extra thing. But back to the night before, also during that school day, in our class they had made masks, and she named her mask Anya, which is a nickname for Anais, however you pronounce it. So just, quote, coincidentally, she made a mask that nicknamed the guardian angel that came. So, and things are not linearly, so maybe the guardian angel came as that name because the child had that attachment already, or it happened the other way around and the girl is tapped into it. I don't know. She also got a kitty from her, from the forest near her. Her mom let her bring it home, and then that day, and that cat wore a mask on the little kitten wore a mask on its face, and it turns out then, she said, oh, Mama Jen, can, the kitty come over? My mom will let me bring her for the sleepover. So I'm like, sure, kitty sounds fine. We didn't have a cat at the time. And, well, we did, but it's a long story. They lived upstairs. And anyhow, the mom then would not let the girl bring the cat back, and you cannot return a kitten. I don't know where the mother is, whatever. So I ended up with the cat, but whatever. So that's just like a side story to all this. So then the more Anais, the guardian angel, was coming through, I guess it was dawning on the girl that, oh wow, this is really real. This really is like a guardian angel. And so she started like drawing her knees into her chest, sort of like a fetal position. I said, wait a minute, are you scared of her? And she's just nodding. And so then this part was like a magic show, because the guardian angel, it's like she had a hook that pulled her away from the center of the back of her, and then like a napkin, I don't know if you can see me, but like a napkin, the four corners of the napkin went boop, and it was funny, because the angel was just taken away right away. And I said, she's gone. She doesn't want to be here scared, to scare you or anything. She's here for you. And then the girl got all upset that the guardian angel was not there. And I said, oh, she's always there. It's just she can watch you from afar, but she's not going to be here because that scares you. And so, but the messages kept coming through me. And then, a body-sized pillow, for me visually, became next to her in the bed, and I had a king-size bed, and it was, so she's all the way on the other side, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if you rolled over, I bet you that thing would catch you. You can't go anywhere. She's got you. And guess what? I don't even know if I said this part, but the cloth that she was wearing was 100%, when she was in Guardian Angel, when the Guardian Angel came, she was wearing, it was with no wings, but she had a 100% cotton cloth, like Grecian gown, simple tableclothy thing. But then when this body pillow showed up, it came as a 100% pillowcase. And I said, oh my gosh, that's her. It's just she's in a pillow form now. So I guess you're more comfortable with her being that way. And she's like nodding her head, yes. So the messages continued from Anais, but her form was in the form that she was comfortable in. So she, as a body pillow. And then a message was disturbing and very personal. So I said, are you sure you want me to continue? Because this is personal, and I don't know with Julie, I'm sorry, I almost said her name, dang it. Disregard that name. But my youngest was in the middle, and I didn't want my daughter to, I didn't know if something was too personal, but she gave permission for it to continue. And anyhow, my daughter's friend was a cutter. And I, Jennifer, did not know that this whole time. I thought she was this skinny little thing wearing long sleeves because she was cold. I didn't know she was covering herself up. So all these messages, so she showed me, and I felt horrible because I, Mama Jen, did not pick up on that at the time. And anyhow, so more messages came, and her home life was pretty bad. She was also a witness to bad things to her brother. Hi, Gary Lee. Sorry, he's dead. He died as a lovely young man. Anyhow, I do believe the trajectory of that child's life changed because she no longer had to cut herself. All these messages came through. She was not alone, even though she felt alone. There were other witnesses to what was going on. Even though they're in spiritual form, there are witnesses that's going on. And then this also, all these experiences of experience her own guardian angel served her later after her brother died, because that allowed her to receive messages from him via dream form, but still that is the easiest way for a human to receive a visit, because you're not second guessing yourself, that you're not quote dreaming it up. Ironically, that's why it has to come in dream form, so it can be socially acceptable as a visit. But Gary Lee, after we declared it for him. He liked Batman, so we declared for him to show himself as a yellow and black and yellow figure, because the Batman symbol, is the logo is black and yellow, and a black and yellow bumblebee literally buzzed in front of me it's usually within 3 days, and before I opened a coffee shop door, Frog Creamery, this bumblebee just kept going around me, and finally I'm like, oh, you're actually, you're wanting to connect with me, not trying to get out of my way or I out of your way. And so then, as if it listened to me, the bumblebee just was dancing in front of my face, and not even too close for comfort. I just knew we were talking with each other, and I said, "What are you trying to tell me?" And if you look at the playlist with the HUH, they talk. The messages can be sent through animals as well. So I have other videos that explain all that, or that I share those experiences. So I was just asking the bumblebee or God or Source, what message are you trying to tell me? And even though bumblebees supposedly, dance the figure 8, it's as if it stood still, or flew still in front of my face when I was asking, what's the message? And it was just like, I'm here. And then I was like, oh my gosh, you're black and yellow. Gary Lee, that's you saying hi. You're here. So I did tell the little girl that, and that I believe that was her brother visited. And after that opened her up to receive her own visit from him. So anyhow, the other, just as a little cherry on top of everything, is, she stopped cutting herself. That's not the cherry, that's the big message, is she stopped cutting herself because there were witnesses to validate her pain, that she did not have to express it in a different way to validate her pain. But the cherry on top is the next morning when I was looking up the baby names, a pop-up ad came up, and I did not receive pop-up ads, so that was strange. I've heard how people receive pop-up ads, and the pop-up ad was for 100% cotton. Anyhow, so much is possible, more than we've been taught and know. So go explore your own little inner knowings. I love, love, love you. I want to hear about your little inner knowings, because the more we reveal what's possible, even more can be unwrapped. Love you guys. 100% cotton gifts. That's what these are. Love you guys.